You know how sometimes it feels like your mind just keeps circling back to everything you don't have? All the things you wish were different, the frustrations, the setbacks. It's like we can't help but dwell on the things that aren't working, right? But what if we flip that narrative? Think about it. When we focus on what we want instead of what we don't have, something starts to shift. Those negative thoughts and feelings that block our progress begin to loosen their grip. Visualization is this amazing tool that helps stretch the mind, make space for your goals to actually materialize. And trust me, it's not just some feel-good buzzword. There's science behind this. One of my favorite authors, Joseph Murphy, wrote this groundbreaking book called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. He explains that whatever we deeply believe, whatever thoughts and opinions we repeatedly impress on our subconscious, eventually shows up in our experiences. It's like your mind becomes a co-creator in your life. The more we focus on our desires and visualize them, the closer they get to becoming reality. Sounds wild, right? But let's break it down a little more. So how does this all work? How do you actually get your subconscious mind to start working for you? Visualizing is more than just daydreaming. It's about placing yourself in the state of having what you want. And here's the thing. It's incredibly powerful because your brain can't tell the difference between real and imagined experiences. Michelangelo, one of the greatest sculptors in history, once said, "I saw the angel in the marble and carved until I set him free." He saw his masterpiece before he even touched the stone. His mental imagery brought his creation into existence. When we visualize, we're doing something similar. We're carving out our desires from the marble of our minds. We're training our brains to not only see our goals, but to believe that they're within reach. Let me give you an example to illustrate this. Imagine a woman who's been living in the hustle and bustle of a big city for years. Deep down, she's always wanted a slower pace of life. She dreams of moving to a small, peaceful village to finally write that novel she's been thinking about. Every day, she visualizes herself sitting at a cozy wooden desk, sipping on a hot cup of coffee, and feeling the warmth of the sun pouring through a big window. She hears the soft cooing of a dove outside, feels the calm energy of the space around her. She even sees a crystal-clear lake just outside, where she plans to go kayaking later in the day. The crazy part? While she's imagining this, she feels at peace, like it's already happening. And here's the kicker. The more she revisits this scene in her mind, the more her subconscious starts accepting it as reality. Eventually, things start lining up in her life that push her toward that goal. Maybe one day she gets a call from an old friend who's living in a village just like the one she's been dreaming about, inviting her to visit. All of a sudden, this vision feels less like a fantasy and more like a possibility. Why does this happen? Because your subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. When you vividly imagine something, your subconscious accepts it as fact, and then it works to bring those emotions and circumstances into your life. Joseph Murphy breaks this down further. We have both a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. The conscious mind is responsible for our daily thoughts, feelings, decisions, and actions. But the subconscious? It's like the quiet engine running beneath the surface, taking orders from the conscious mind without question. It can't distinguish between real events and imagined ones. It just runs with whatever the conscious mind feeds it. So, if you're constantly feeding your mind negative thoughts, your subconscious takes those in and shapes your reality around them. Ever notice how when you focus on everything that's going wrong, more stuff starts to go wrong? That's your subconscious amplifying the negativity you're focused on. But the reverse is also true. If you focus on positive thoughts and desires, your subconscious starts to make room for those things. It becomes a habit. And habits, well, they're hard to break. By consistently visualizing the life you want, you're creating a feedback loop in your mind. Your subconscious starts to believe you already have what you desire, and it pushes you towards circumstances that align with that vision. But, and this is important, visualizing alone won't do all the work for you. It's not about sitting back and expecting things to just appear because you've thought about them. Visualization is about creating a mindset, a framework that keeps you focused, motivated, and inspired to take action. Once your mind is aligned with your desires, you'll find that opportunities seem to appear and obstacles don't feel so daunting. So, if you've been feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure about how to move forward in your life, try this. Start with a simple visualization practice. Close your eyes and picture your goal in as much detail as possible. Not just what it looks like, but how it feels, smells, sounds. Immerse yourself in that imagined scene every day until your subconscious starts to accept it as real. Trust me, you'll start to see the ripple effects. In summary, visualization is this powerful, underutilized tool that can help us reshape our mindset and our lives. It helps train our minds to focus on what we want, not what we lack. It taps into our subconscious where real change happens. With regular practice, it can help you manifest your deepest desires and live a life that feels both fulfilled and aligned.